melody where the music's always bright. From history to theory, we'll keep your spirits light. Tune in for the stories, the rhythms and the groove. Join us on this journey, there's always more to prove. The melody, where every note's a thrill. The melody, welcome to the Melody Podcast with your favorite host, James Shelton. James Shelton. James Shelton. James Shelton.
Welcome to the Melody Podcast. I'm your host, James Shelton. Today we have made it back to regular scheduling, so podcast will not be coming out every day. It will be coming out Tuesday and Thursday, just like before. So let's get started. We're talking about Zach Bryan today. Zachary Lane Bryan was born on April 2nd, 1996 in Okinawa, Japan. I don't even know how to pronounce that. His parents, Dwayne and Annette Deanne Bryan, were stationed there as part of deployment with the U.S. Navy. Bryan also had a sister, Mackenzie Taylor. Dwayne and Annette divorced when Zach was around 12 years old. Zach then lived with his father, who had full custody after the divorce, and eventually remarried. However, Zach remained close to his mother, who battled with alcohol abuse and died in 2016. When Zach was in the 8th grade, his family moved to Ooltewah, Oklahoma, near Tulsa. According to his sister, he began playing guitar when he was in middle school. Music wasn't Bryan's sole focus when he was in high school, where he was on the wrestling team and served as the student council president. But he was drawn to the idea of telling stories through song. He said, "When I was 14, we started making these dumb songs up, me and my buddies sitting around, and I just never really expected to be a musician, ever," he told the Oklahoma Man. "But I always wanted to write songs. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a songwriter." Bryan was also determined to continue the family legacy by joining the U.S. Navy. His parents, grandfather, uncles, and great-grandfather all have served. He enlisted when he was 17. After completing high school, Bryan served an aviation ordnanceman in the Navy. He was responsible for assembling, repairing, and loading weapons. Bryan was stationed in Washington and Florida and did tours of duty abroad in Bahrain and the Buddha. We'll go with that. "It's all I lived, slept, and ate for 8 years. It's all I knew since I was basically a snot-nosed child," he said of service in 2021. "It made a man out of me, truly." During his free time, Bryan recorded songs. He began posting clips of his music online in 2015 and in 2019. Recorded his first album, Deanne, his mother's middle name, with the help of his Navy friends at an Airbnb in Florida. A year later, in 2020, he released another album, Elizabeth, which contained his breakout single, Heading South. The video, which was shot at Bryan's Navy barracks, received millions of views. As a rising name in the country scene, Bryan, still an active serviceman, made his debut at the famous Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee, in April of 2021. Soon after, in October, Bryan announced he had received an honorable discharge from the Navy so he could pursue a musical career. The singer credited his gunner in the Navy for helping him get discharged and recognizing that his talent would resonate with others. "He looked at me one day and he was like, 'Dude, you have to do this. If you don't do this, millions of people who strive every day to do this are going to be disappointed in the fact that you wasted this chance," Bryan told Today's Country Radio. So Bryan inked a deal with Warner Records and hit the road as a full-time performer on his Ain't for Tamin' tour in October of 2021. In early 2022, Bryan released a series of singles ahead of his first major studio album, American Heartbreak. This included Something in the Orange, which is one of his most successful songs to date. It eventually reached number 1 on both the Hot Country Songs and Hot Rock and Alternative Songs charts. Orange also spent 66 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 10. An alternate version of the song was also featured on the American Heartbreak. Released in May of 2022, the 34-track triple album started at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and set the year's high mark for single-day streaming on both Spotify and Apple Music, solidifying Bryan as a rising star. Despite his album's wild success, Bryan wasn't nominated at the 2022 CMA Awards in November. Fans were upset at the snub, but the singer bluntly said he never wants to be considered for any Country Music Association honors. My pride is fine and I appreciate all the love and support, and I say it with every ounce of respect to other country artists. Establishments will always be weird, he tweeted. Conversely, the Academy of Country Music was quick to recognize the singer, naming him 2022's New Male Artist of the Year at its annual ceremony in May of 2023. With his momentum, Bryan released a self-titled and self-produced country rock album in August of 2023 that immediately went to number 1 on the Billboard 200 and Top Country Albums chart. Similarly, its lead single, I Remember Everything, a duet with Casey Musgraves, debuted in the top spot on the Billboard's Hot 100. The Country Music Association couldn't overlook Bryan's success again and nominated the singer for New Artist of the Year at the 2023 CMAs, along with eventual winner Jelly Roll, Megan Maroney, Parker McComb, and Hayley Whitters. Soon after, Bryan received an even bigger honor with 3 nominations for the 2024 Grammy Awards, including Best Country Album as well as Best Country Song and Best Country Duo/Group Performance for I Remember Everything. The song won for Duo/Group Performance in February of 2024, giving Bryan his biggest trophy to date. Despite his rising popularity among country fans, Bryan has maintained that he doesn't want to be typecast into the genre. I think people understand that I'm not that, he said in a 2022 interview with the New York Times. I want to be in that Springsteen, Kings of Leon, Ed Sheeran at the very beginning space. In March of 2024, Bryan began a 10-month-long Quitting Time tour. Excuse me. The singer also announced he would release his next studio album, The Great American Bar Scene, which recently just got released on July 4th. Bryan's music has been prominently featured in the Paramount Network drama series Yellowstone, starring Kevin Costner. The TV show helped boost his popularity as well as several other musicians, including Whiskey Myers, Flatland Cavalry, and Lainey Wilson. Yellowstone first used Bryan's single Condemned in Season 3 in 2020 and has also included tracks like Whiskey Fever, Flying or Crying, and The Good I'll Do as part of its soundtrack. In December of 2022, Bryan appeared in an episode of Yellowstone's 5th season, performing 3 songs, Motorcycle Drive-By, Quitting Time, and Summertime Blues, off his Summertime Blues EP, at a county fair. Humbled and honored, don't know what I did to deserve it, Bryan said of the experience. Bryan rarely gives interviews and prefers to stay out of the spotlight. Still, the singer, who describes him as a total libertarian, hasn't been afraid to wade into the moment of politic topics. We'll go with that. In April of 2023, Bryan called out country artist Travis Tritt on social media for supporting a boycott of the Anheuser-Busch Beer Company after it featured transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney in an ad campaign. I just think insulting transgender people is completely wrong because we live in a country where we can all just be who we want to be. It's a great day to be alive, I thought, he tweeted, apparently taking a jab at Twitt's 2000 song of the same name. Bryan also said he has family transitioning and thus blood to defend. A few days later, Bryan and Tripp met in person to discuss the issue and agreed to move forward on friendly terms. Bryan has also been critical of major ticket vendors, especially Ticketmaster, for charging fans too much money to attend concerts and events. I have met kids at my shows who have paid upwards of $400 to be there, and I'm done with it, he said in December of 2022 tweet. He also revealed he would play a limited number of headline shows the following year and vowed to do all he can to make prices more affordable. But by September 2023, the singer announced he was again using all ticketing sites, including Ticketmaster. Bryan made headlines again in September of 2023 when he was arrested in Oklahoma for obstructing a police officer. According to the police report, his private security was driving an SUV that was pulled over for allegedly speeding. Bryan left his pickup truck to speak with the officer involved and refused to return to his vehicle as requested. Quickly released on bond, Bryan addressed the incident after his mugshot began to circulate on social media and apologized for his role in the confrontation. My behavior was ridiculous. It was immature, and I pray everyone knows that I don't think I'm above the law, he said. According to the Associated Press, former charges wasn't filed for the incident. Bryan, who is divorced, is currently dating Brianna LaPaglia. He met the Barstool Sports personality, better known as Brianna Chicken Fry, at the ACM Awards in May of 2023. Chicken Fry. LaPaglia joined Bryan on stage at a concert in New York City and confirmed in July of 2023 the couple is in a relationship. We're just hanging out having fun, she said on her Plain Brie Uncut podcast. We'll see where it goes, and I'm happy. LaPaglia revealed in May of 2024 the pair suffered minor injuries in an off-road vehicle incident, with Bryan receiving stitches from paramedics at the scene. Previously, Bryan was married to Rose Madden, who he met while serving in the military, according to page 6. The pair married in July of 2020, but divorced a year later in July of 2021. However, few other details are known about Madden, including her rank while serving. Although the singer has never confirmed it publicly, it's believed he named his album Elizabeth after her. Her full name is Elizabeth Rose Madden. In January of 2022, Bryan began dating Deb Peffer, an education program coordinator from Philadelphia. Most notably, the two were involved in a motorcycle accident in summer of 2022. Bryan suffered a gash to his right arm and other minor injuries, while Peffer was largely unharmed. After more than a year together, the couple split in May of 2023. Things are mutual between us. We're leaving with plenty of memories and good times. I beg so much that everyone respects her and my privacy through a hard time, Bryan wrote in a Twitter post. As of this recording, Zach Bryan's net worth is around $250,000. His top 5 songs are number 1, Something in Orange, with 933 million streams. Number 2, I Remember Everything, 684 million. Number 3, Heading South, 542 million. Number 4, Sun to Me, 335 million. And Oklahoma Smoke Show with 305 million streams. You know what to do. Go check out shopmelody.com and get the full biography. There's plenty on there. There's plenty of the previous ones we've done. There's more to come. Go to shopmelody.com. Get your fresh new merch, your t-shirts. We got the new Melody Crew t-shirt in there, which we'll be wearing at festivals, concerts, and events this fall. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, share with your friends and family, and follow us on social media at The Melody Pod. Thanks for listening. I'll see you on Thursday.